something that happened during the Prime Minister's visit, the Indian Prime Minister's visit to New Zealand, where a journalist asked an Indian diplomat, why doesn't PM Modi take press conferences? We've seen this play out not too long ago in Norway, where Helilin brought this question up. Now we saw, like the diplomat said, this was a deja vu. But what was more concerning is the reply of the Indian diplomat. He said that this is Rudrendra Tandon, MEA Secretary East. He said that Prime Minister Modi prefers direct, unmediated contact with the public rather than using media intermediaries. So would you, as a former diplomat, do you think this kind of an answer suits a diplomat of a democratic country like India?
Well, let me put it this way. I do not envy Secretary East Tandon's position. He was put in a most difficult position and he tried to give an answer. Let's look at that answer. What he said is that India's population is largely rural and that the Prime Minister wishes to be in touch with them directly. He's right. But we cannot take that argument outside India, because if you are in New Zealand as India's Prime Minister, and if the New Zealand media have questions for you, it is primarily for the people in New Zealand, and also, these days everything is global, what I mean? So the argument that Prime Minister Modi focuses attention and time for communicating with the rural India, well, is correct, but it doesn't hold in New Zealand or in Norway as you put it. Now, let's look at the big picture. Prime Minister Modi, for whatever reason, I do not know it, and I do not claim to know it either, he doesn't like to meet the press. So, that is what it is. Now, that is something which, of course, you as the media can dig into. You can seek support or assistance from the psychologists, but that is where it is. And let us also say that I want to make it clear. It is for the Prime Minister to decide whether he wants to address the media or not. Though I would add that it will be always good to interact with the media, because through the media we interact with the general public. Not only general public in that particular country, but globally. So there is advantage in interacting with the media, but nevertheless, it is for the individual Prime Minister to take that decision.
But then, say, would you think that this question that came up in Norway, now again in New Zealand, and you saw a critical coverage of the foreign media when the Prime Minister was in Australia? A clip is famously going viral of an Australian reporter saying that this is as close to the Indian Prime Minister as you can get because he doesn't answer questions, or he doesn't take questions from the media. Do you see this happening more frequently as the Prime Minister goes to other countries abroad? Many are calling this is like the Norway template, that the Norwegian journalist did it. Now every foreign journalist will do it. But don't you think there's some merit to that point?
It is likely that this question will have to be faced by the Prime Minister or the senior official who will have to speak in the matter again and again and again. And it is for MEA and the PMO to sit down together and figure out how best to handle such matters.